of Wake Up and Live with the Arts. I see I'm going to have trouble with this because I never can hold a hand mic properly, but I'm Sue Johnson here with co-host and co-producer Norma Powell, and we are here together with the artistic director of Caramoo, celebrating his 10th anniversary, and here with Maurice Hines from Tappin Through Life for his first 2-hour anniversary with Caramoo. And we are so thrilled and honored to have you as a guest on our show, even with us, all the audience and the reception. We won't keep you too long from that. So when did you get into Cleveland?
Well, we arrived about 5-6 weeks ago. We had a short rehearsal time and a technical rehearsal, of course. And then we opened. We did, I think, 3 previews, and then we opened. And it's been a joy. We've toured now for about since November with the show, myself and the Manzari brothers, my tap dancing co-stars. But I'm so glad that it's we ended the mini tour before we go on to Broadway here at the Cleveland Playhouse in Cleveland. The audiences here have been sensational.
We are dynamite.
Yeah, and you know theater. You know theater, you get it. You don't have to force anything for the audiences here. They understand where you're going, they understand what the show's about almost immediately, because it's about really my life, and it's really a love letter to my mother, because she was the one that kept us all together and was able to get us to dance class when she was holding down 4 jobs, and quite a remarkable woman. So they get that. And they get, of course, my tribute to my brother Gregory, who was, to me, the greatest tap dancer that I ever saw.
Such a young loss.
Yes. But I'm on the stage, and he's with me, and he never leaves me. And the people, when they see the show, I actually do a section where I dance with him, next to me.
Yes, and that was cool.
And it's a lovely feeling that I get. It never fails to become emotional for me, because I miss him so much.
Yes, I saw that.
But it's a lovely show. It evolved into a show that I didn't know it was going to evolve into. It's not just numbers. It's not just songs. So I get a chance to thank Lena and thank Ella Fitzgerald and thank the people that inspired me and mentored me.
Right.
And my mother always taught us, say thank you.
Yes.
And that's what this show is.
And I mean, it brought back everything. Now this was an homage to your mom. I was sitting there with my dad, because we grew up to all that era's music, and my dad, had he been here, would have been just cracking up, with it. Yeah, because that was our era growing up. Yeah. How did you come across Maurice in terms of bringing him here for this reception?
Well, it happened last fall, actually, because he and I have something in common. We're good friends with Lee Summers.
Oh, Lee, yes.
Lee Summers. We were doing Lee Summers from my hometown, and Lee happened to text me or Facebook me out the blue and said, "Terrence, I'm here with the man." I said, "Who?" Maurice Hines. I said, "Really?" Because I said, "Oh," because I knew that you were working on Ella Fitzgerald, a piece on Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah.
It was a piece that he was directing, written by Lee.
Yes.
And he texted me and said that, "Isn't he coming to Cleveland?" I said, "Yes, I'm aware he's coming to the Cleveland Playhouse." He said he would love to come by Caramoo. And then what happened, Cassandra Wheeler, our group sales manager, and Bob Render, they happened to bring his name up, because normally they will always have parties at Lancers, which is no longer around, similar to Hot Sauce Williams, or at Bob's home, about hosting, some of the cast. I said, "What about Caramoo House?" Since Cassandra's here now, she used to work at the Cleveland Playhouse.
I see.
Okay.
Let's host it here. What better way to? And that's the 6 degrees of separation with the two of us.
Always.
I didn't really tell you. I got a chance to meet the late Henry Latane.
You did.
And when I came in 1987, he had a studio on 20-something Street.
Yeah. That was the one.
8th and 9th. Him and his wife, and I know he ended up going to Las Vegas.
Yes.
But I came there also learning to tap. And I didn't have any money. I'm gonna tell you what he did. He said, "Just help me put these bars together on the wall." And he said, you could just get a free class free for the week.
Oh my goodness.
And Rashamba, a young lady by the name of Rashamba, I knew her very well. And I got a chance to meet Gregory Hines he came to see a one-man show, a cabaret of the late Greg Burge.
Yes, of course.
A former girlfriend of mine was one of the backup singers.
Oh, my
And Greg Burge performed at the ballroom downtown.
Sure.
I got a chance to meet Greg.
Talk about 6 degrees of separation.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
But that's why it's really more compelling for me to get a chance to meet this gentleman, you know, because it was touching. I saw the production. It was very touching, and you know, I said, okay, it's going to probably be about more of him and his brother. But what really touched me was about your mother. And that's really, it was just so,
that was it.
It's a great lady.
so touching, you know.
Great lady.
And I missed the opportunity to interview you down at the Playhouse with their person, Kelly Lucky, their PR person. And I tried for weeks and weeks to be able to set up a schedule to, you know, to do an interview like this with you, and it just didn't work out. So.
But that's why I'm here.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
The man upstairs takes care of it.
That's right.
And you know, it's an honor for me to have the opportunity, Maurice, although we didn't meet many years ago, but you have such a love for Caramel. You've never been here, and I had the opportunity to escort you and explain to you and show you all the things that you had heard about Caramel, and I'm just thrilled to have that opportunity.
It makes it such an honor for me to be here.
And I guess there's more. If you want to stay now, I got a lot more stuff I can
Before you do that, Heidi's going to come in and sit.
Okay, the chocolate, are you leave now?
Yeah, you can leave now. Yeah.
I will be back.
I know you'll be back. Come on.
They didn't warn me this was happening. Honor to meet you, Mr. Hines.
Pleasure to meet you.
It's good to see
Hi,
you.
Heidi. Here's another staunch supporter of Caramel, and long time ago she was on the board of Caramel a while back. Back in whose day?
Jerry McClammy was executive director. Andrew Jackson was the board president. It was right when Terrence was coming in. Yeah.
So she too was brought up. It's too bad that you didn't know our dad selfishly like your mom, because she too was brought up on music like yours and concerts, and we came along at a time when the stars would travel to Cleveland.
Oh, sure.
In fact, we met Ella
Fitzgerald.
We met Ella.
She was having dinner right before her performance, and we happened to be at the same restaurant. I got to meet her.
And she was sweet, wasn't she?
Oh, yes, she was.
Sweet as can be.
Oh yeah, and
Great
all
lady.
the things that
Great
happened
lady.
to her.
Yes. I took the blows and still kept singing.
Oh yeah,
You know?
that's the true.
It's very interesting when we were working with her in the Flamingo in Las Vegas. She would never leave the dressing room or her hotel room because it's so dry in Vegas. She's worried about her throat singing.
Yes.
And so I would stay in the dressing room with her in between shows, and I would ask her questions and to learn what the business is, and you know. And I asked her who she liked. I said, "Who do you like?" She said, "Well, besides Sarah Vaughan and Carmen McRae, she loved Aretha Franklin. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! She loved Aretha, Dionne Warwick, loved it, and a young girl named Jane Kennedy who never really made it big.
Yes. Ohio.
But she's a wonderful, wonderful singer.
Yes.
And but Ella was a remarkable lady because she was just as you saw her on stage. She was that way off, as you saw. Sweet as can be. Sweet. You know, just a doll.
And could sing.
Oh, there'll be nobody like that.
Yeah, nobody whatsoever. Yeah.
Got to see Patty Austin last year when she was here singing Ella.
Yes.
And that performance was fantastic.
Well, you know what I did? I just directed the life story of Ella Fitzgerald for a regional in Washington, and it was starring Frida Payne. And Frida sings in Ella's key. And we got because Frida Payne, people only know her because of Band of Gold. But Frida started as a jazz singer. She was a jazz singer. That's where she started. So, but they're able to do that kind of singing 8 shows a week and never miss a show. And sing in Ella's key and do that scat, How High the Moon, 32 choruses. I mean, I was amazed. I said, Frida. Now, she had already sung a scatting thing with Al Jarreau, and Al Jarreau stopped scatting and let her go alone. That's how great she is. Frida's something else.
Oh, you know what? We should have one of those Saturday symposiums, like you were talking about inside the Actors Studio, where bring him in this workshop series we're doing.
I've done that a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Colleges especially, universities, they do that.
Well,
And the kids really want to know. I'm very honest about it because my mother in the show, I say, she said, you have to love this business.
That's right.
And love it more than anything because it's a mean, cold, hard business.
true.
And if you don't love it, you'll never get through it. It'll kill you.
You have to be a little crazy.
Well, you have to be crazy to get on the stage, and you have to have an ego of some sort in order to get up there.
Okay.
But my mother was she always grounded Gregory and I. Always grounded. And the other person that grounded us was Sammy Davis. When my father thought we were getting kind of a big head, we went backstage and saw Sammy, and I think my father must have told him that. And Sammy sat us down and said, listen, you guys are wonderful. You're working with Ella, you're on the Johnny Carson show, all these wonderful things that happen to you. But don't forget, there's another kid on 126th Street and Lenox Avenue that can outdance you, outsing you, outdance me, and outsing me. But we got the break, so be grateful. Never forgot it. Never forgot it. Humbles you right away. No one is that fabulous that somebody around the corner can't be born.
That's right.
Well, you know what? Seriously, we are going to end this little chat because this is one of those things where we could sit up over cocktails and stuff, you know, the rest of the night. But seriously, we're going to work on bringing it back a special workshop because
I love it.
Your stories.
I love it.
And we need to be inspired. A lot of our African American or Black youth don't have the hope, the desire, the dreams, even to know about tap dancing and how it's reviving. It went through a spell when Savion Glover was popular in his heyday.
Yes.
Is he still around?
Yeah. He's still dancing. We just did a show at the Apollo together.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's still dancing.
I stood on the Apollo stage and I touched the wood thing. Yes, I did. So I have performed on the Apollo stage. Okay, listen, Maurice. We theater people. We hug, you know. But so when we get through with this, I'll give you a big Cleveland hug. Okay, thank you. Heidi, glad you got a chance to sit down with it. Okay. And do you want the brothers to come up?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then you stay. Ready? Okay. Mr. Maurice Hines.
Yes.
Before you take off out of here and get some rest as a performer, would you tell us who these two young stars are who are in the tap dance world?
Yes, they are definitely stars. It's John and Leo Manzari, the Manzari brothers, and they're my co-stars in Maurice Hines' Tappin Through Life, and they are sensational.
Which one is which?
This is John.
Hi, John.
Hello. And this is Leo.
Hi, Leo. How did you get hooked up into dancing in the first place?
My brother and I have an older sister named Maurie, and my mom, who raised all three of us, put my sister in dance first, and then my brother followed, and then I followed. We do all styles of dance, tap, ballet, jazz, hip-hop, etc. And then we actually linked up with Mr. Hines when I was in 9th grade and my brother was a senior, doing Sophisticated Ladies at the Lincoln Theater in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
And have been working with him ever since.
Okay, well, how did it happen you were at the Lincoln Center and ran into him and get an audition?
Well, actually, there was an open class at the Duke Ellington School. We went to the field school, but there was an open class at the Duke Ellington School where he was teaching. We took the class, and we spoke to him afterwards, and he invited us to the audition. So we went to the audition. It was at the Lincoln Theater, and we just booked the show.
And you aced it, and ever since life has been wonderful, rosy, and everything else.
It's certainly been wonderful for me because they keep me current, and they're so spectacular that they make me better. They make me look better than I am.
Speaking of looking better, you're going to have to look better for your performance coming up Wednesday. So we got to let you go because as much as fun as this is and meeting all the great admirers, there comes a time when everybody says enough is enough. So I'm going to let you go.
Well, you are fabulous.
Oh, well, thank you, darling. Yes, well, I can't do anything singing or dancing, but I'd be a great actor if you need a crazy woman in your solo performance.
I'll remember it.
Okay. Well, listen, thank all of you. I'm so proud to see young, mostly African-American men involved in theater and dedicated to the theater. The way you two perform, there's no slouching around. Your heart, your soul, and everything is in it. And somebody of my age just remembers what that's like from Sammy Davis Jr. days. And of course, I also came up on Gene Kelly, and I came up on Fred Astaire. So I come up from a long background of tap. You Hines brothers, I used to stand in front of the television and try to imitate his moves. Okay. Well, listen, good luck to you, much good fortune to you, and God look out after all three of you so that you never retire, and you gave me hope. We're the same age. See there? Yeah. I'm going, honey. And right now I'm going to let you go. Thank you, love you, and hope to see you soon. Okay.